Welcome, everybody. Waterbox Live, Wednesday, favorite day of the week.
It is. I think it's going to be a controversial day of the week.
Yes.
Not everyone's a fan of what we possibly have planned for the peninsula. So we talked a little bit last week about it. The comments blew up with people that are excited. People think that it was a bad idea. So the process is going to start.
The mad scientists that we are decided, you know what, we're going to take Eel Island, the 7225 peninsula.
Yep.
And I'm going to convert it, I'm going to tear it down, and I'm going to turn it into a freshwater tank.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, very controversial.
Even around the office, it's kind of a split decision around here.
But a lot of people are asking, can you run our Marine Reef Pro peninsulas as freshwater?
Yeah.
And of course
we have a lot of, actually, in our user groups and stuff like that. We have a whole freshwater group, and then we have our official group. And there's a lot of people that have taken reefs, pros, all of the all-in-ones, and use them as freshwater. So we've actually seen a lot of even the bigger tanks used this way.
Absolutely.
And it's one that's very simple. You don't really have to change anything. It's great.
It is awesome. So guys, before we get started though, we want to tell you about the special that's running in the month of December. Rich has been very generous. He said, listen, I'm offering free passes for the month of December to the family reunion. The badges have come in, everybody.
Badges are ready.
We're getting closer.
Lanyards.
The lanyards are in. You can upgrade to the VIP pass for $99, which gets you to the receptions and backstage access to the aquarium encounter. Really, really great. It's in the Florida Keys, February 1st and 2nd. I encourage everybody to really attend.
It's a month of giving.
Yes.
So decided to, get more people to come to the reunion. We all want to hang out. It's going to be a great time. A lot of hands-on demonstrations. There's going to be speakers. There's a ton of fun things to do. It's in the Keys. It's at a beautiful resort, and it's all the people that love fish tanks and the hobby, and it's going to be a really good time.
It's going to be awesome. So everybody, we want you to share the stream, comment. We want to interact with you tonight. It's going to be very exciting. We're going to get our hands dirty. It's going to be
feedback on what people think
a
of what
lot
we're
of
doing.
feedback, man. It's going to get crazy. So, but first, we want to show you a video that we shot earlier because everybody said first thing they ask, what's happening with the fish?
It's a big process to take down a 6-foot tank and do a conversion. So there was many steps that happened to happen before today even did. So this was.
So this was the Eel Island. It was a beautiful 10-week build that we did. It turned out awesome. The fish were doing great. Look at that. The dragon eel. Very epic. Jess Stewart's there to help us out, and we said it's time to drain the tank.
Yeah, so you got to drain the tank down because with that big of a tank, you can't just go in there and scoop the fish out. And it's not that easy, especially when you have a ton of rock in there. And the Carib Sea rock that we used in there with beautiful shapes and stuff, but it's a lot of hiding spots for the fish. So you got to drain down a lot of it before you can even start to pull the fish out. Cleaning the glass while there's still water in it is going to make cleanup later easier as well.
Yes, so as you said, so we did the glass, right? We ran the magnet over the glass to try and get most of the algae down into the water column, and then we had the bins. So what we need to do is actually start a siphon and get that water into the bins. And we're transporting these fish actually to Worldwide Corals. We got to give them a shout out.
Yeah, so Worldwide took the 2 eels and the grouper. So they have some very beautiful fish in their display now.
Oh, spit out. There it is.
Yeah, takes a long time to drain that
Time-lapse.
much water. And the tusk and the parrotfish actually went into the Pro 220 up front in our lobby, which was our dream build. And they're in the reef tank up there, which I think a lot of people were pretty surprised about. Putting the tusk and a parrotfish up there. But you can see here, busting up the rocks because we did cement them together.
Yeah, so
it was a good plan in the beginning, but it does take more work to get them undone.
I was like, how am I going to get this big monster piece out? So we just chiseled it off.
These are the big cave and arch pieces.
Yeah, and this is the Carib Sea life rock, I believe, that we used, mega arches and stuff. Put them into the trash can.
Like I said, you have to take the rock out to get to these fish. And to continue taking it apart. So that tusk is in the front display tank. They are a big wrester. They're not considered reef safe as far as with inverts. So shrimp and really small fish are a danger. But since our tank is mostly larger fish up front and we keep them well fed, he will be okay up there. And then the parrotfish, the koi parrot's the only reef safe parrotfish. So he's going to be good as well.
And dude, no, this eel was mad, man. He was not happy, Jess.
No.
He wanted out.
I was pretty sure you guys were going to end up making that thing flop on the ground.
Yeah, it was a little touch and go there, but we got him out safely with the grouper and the zebra eel. And then we had a battery-powered air pump that's been rigged up, so it was oxygenating the water on the way down to worldwide corals.
And a lot of times short-term going there, you don't have to worry about oxygen, but it is a nice safety precaution, especially when you're dealing with like a dragon eel and stuff. They're very rare kind of high-end fish, so we want to make sure that they got there nice and safe, and they're going to their new home at Worldwide Corals.
Oh, look at that.
You can see them at the Winter Park location, right?
Winter Park location, yeah. So they have 2 locations. So the Winter Park got the fish, and they are giving them great homes. So
is there one of their display tanks there?
Yeah, so if you're in the area, you can actually go and check out the fish from Eel Island. So, but that's okay because we got some really tremendous things planned for this tank. And now let's take a look at the tank from how it looks right now. Oh, snap.
We're going to go play in the sand.
We're going to go play in the sand. So let's head out there, Jess, and check out what's going on.
Basically, you took the fish out, you drained it out, you took all the rock out, and you drained the water down to be just above the sand so that we could then remove the sand, because that's going to be the heaviest, bulkiest part, and then we can like shop back the rest of the water, clean out the sump, all that stuff.
Yeah, so we got it down to this point, and so a lot of people are going to kind of ask, what's entailed on converting from saltwater to freshwater, right? So we got some, I call it scale.
Yeah, so you have calcium buildup, salt buildup, and residue, and we're going to clean that off of the glass. As you see, we did start to do this process here, but this is also a method to clean your pumps, power heads, all your equipment. So when we're converting, or even if you're just doing a different thing with your saltwater tank and something else with saltwater, is you need the base of it, the tank, the stand, the sump. That doesn't change.
Right, that all stays the same.
That's just your backbone.
Yeah.
What we're going to do mainly with this is the protein skimmer. Protein skimmers aren't used in freshwater, they're only used in saltwater. So that's going to go. Reactors, heaters, that's all the same. We're not changing any of that. We're just going to clean it and get it ready to go to freshwater.
Yeah, so we got to get the sand out. First things first, I mean, the sump is still full, guys, so it's exactly how we left it. Hopefully you can see that.
Overflow box has water in it. It's still kind of a mess.
It's still kind of a mess, but we're going to pull that skimmer out, right? We're going to pull the reactor out. We're going to empty this all out, clean it out real good. But before we do that, we got to at least get the sand out of here.
The majority of sand has to go because it's too heavy, even with a shop bag, to get it out.
And everybody knows what happened the last time I used a shop vac in the lobby. So let's all talk about that.
Yeah. I think everyone who's met you at a show has probably mentioned that they loved whenever you flooded the lobby with our shop vac. So we're just gonna work on getting like the large chunk of it out.
Right, now let me ask you this question, for our viewers, Jess. Can they use the same sand in a freshwater tank?
It depends. If you were doing something that needed like a higher pH, African cichlids. If you're doing a purely African cichlid tank, you could technically use rock and sand that's made for saltwater. It does have the buffering capacity, but most of your normal freshwater would not enjoy a higher pH.
Yeah.
But African cichlids, you technically could.
You could.
But I wouldn't.
Yeah. So, man, we're gonna play in the sand. Listen, we gotta.
Oh God, I'm handing you the heavy stuff.
Okay, here we go.
I'm just gonna fill buckets.
Oh man, Rich is gonna be a little upset at my making a mess.
Yeah, I don't know if there's necessarily like a really clean way to do this, but the shop vac is really good for removing sand. It just can't do this much of it. So it does have to be taken out like this. And a dustpan works beautifully.
It does.
For this.
Oh, snap. What is happening here? Okay.
I totally meant to put my hair up before doing this, but. All right, there's that one. That's for you.
Oh, great. So definitely, you should have, I would say, some moving blankets down. If you're doing this in your living room.
Yeah.
Oh, snap. Did you catch that? Oh, I think Keenan caught it. But I am making a mess. Oh, my goodness. But there's really no other easy way. I mean, you could shop vac all the sand, but
if it's this much sand, I don't think you would technically be able to because it's too heavy.
Yeah.
When it's waterlogged like that. So it kind of is just the manual part of it. Once you get the bulk of it out, the rest you can do with the shop vac. I'm gonna try and get this corner a little bit, and the side's not too bad.
It doesn't smell so great, Jess. I'm gonna be honest with you.
No, because you guys did empty this yesterday.
Yeah.
So this has been sitting here waiting for us to do this part of it. So customer service and the others have thoroughly enjoyed the fishy, beachy, funky smell.
Oh my God.
Coming from here. This one's empty too.
It's like playing at the beach, guys. Just
all right, give me that bucket. There you go. That one's for you. The more you dig in the sand, the more it does kind of stink, but
yeah.
I'd say having a fish tank's not for the faint of heart anyway, so if you've changed your skimmer cup, you're good with this.
It kind of smells like if somebody's watching that's never done this before, kind of like rotten eggs, maybe?
Maybe.
Sulfur?
Sulfurish, yes. It's like when you change I'd say similar to changing the skimmer cup or whatever. Now, a lot of people are probably asking, like, how much salt water could you probably leave in the system if you didn't want to go as extensive cleaning as we're going to do. You do have to get, I'd say, most of your salt water out. Like, if there's a little bit left in the pipes, you could probably, get away with that. Because in the size of a tank, that dilution of a little bit of salt water wouldn't really make your salty water. But the more you can clean out and kind of start fresh,
yeah,
I would say the better. And also, if you were ever tearing down a tank to do something different because of, I don't know, you had issues with your tank or something, you wouldn't want to transfer any of that either.
Oh my goodness, what a mess.
You're the one who put beach soil in there.
So, thought we'd play in the sand. So,
take my pass. Okay.
So people are probably going to ask, well, like, what are you going to put in this thing? What's it going to be?
Isn't that a surprise?
Well, I think it should be.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah.
But we do have a special guest coming next week from Texas that's going to be helping us with the skate.
Yes. Someone probably the most well known for their freshwater scaping and stuff like that. So that'll be a lot of fun. But
yeah, we did call in some help.
Before we can do anything, tank's got to be clean.
Yeah. Can't really do much until we get this all done. But
this is the down and dirty of actually doing this with you.
Yeah. So what else is everybody doing on a Wednesday evening?
Got in a fish tank.
It's all good.
All right.
The rest might be a shop vac.
Yeah. And we're not going to have time to like do this perfect. We're going to give the general steps we're going to do. We're going to actually finish a lot of this probably tomorrow because on the size tank, there's just a little bit more involved. So that's a lot of the sand. And as you can see, the glass itself is really hazy and dirty. Not even to mention just the sand and stuff. But what we actually did is I'll show that kind of starting process. Is we took water and put some regular white distilled vinegar into it. Probably like 3/4 water, 1/4 vinegar. And this is actually going to be, you can spray it in general on the outside of your tank to clean your glass from just like haze and smudge and stuff. But it's actually going to help us clean out this residue on the inside of the tank. And then we're also going to take the equipment and soak it in water and vinegar to clean the inside of it, get any calcium buildup and stuff off of them as well. So it's kind of going to clean all parts of the tank. And it's just simple vinegar and water.
All right. So we need to, what do we need to do next, Jess?
So we need to pull the equipment out of the sump.
Okay.
Because we can get the sump emptied.
So that's what we're going to do.
Now, even the equipment we're going to keep in the freshwater tank, we're going to remove so that we can clean it. And we're going to clean it with the vinegar and water. And we're just putting everything into a bin where we will kind of clean and soak it all later.
Yeah. So people are going to ask like, hey, how are you getting, the water out? So we actually have, I don't know why this is coming off. We have a mag drive pump hooked to a Python hose, and we actually just run it right outside. So it's really good.
Right. So you can use a pump like that to get the majority of the water out, but in all the like little filter sock areas and pipe areas and the last amounts, we'll use the shop vac. The shop vac is really good for just getting everything kind of cleaned up and dry. And we're also going to clean the sump out and wipe it down with the water and vinegar as well, just to get everything nice and clean. But the UV sterilizer, we're going to reuse the torque reactor, the heaters, the return pump. That's all going to stay in here. The only thing that's really not going to come back into the system is the protein skimmer. A protein skimmer physically will not work in freshwater. It's just not a thing.
All right, Jess, we'll have to call an audible.
Huh?
The threads came off the pump thing, so now I'm going to have to use the shop vac.
What?
All right.
All right, who wants to see Dean flood our office again?
All right, no worries. No worries. We got it.
You got those?
No worries. I'm going to make it work. So listen. Hold on now, everybody. How exciting.
The pump cannot be fixed at this time.
T40 Reefer says you have a big job ahead.
Yeah.
He goes, it's not that dirty.
That's why we're just from capping it.
Robert says, I got here late. What happened to papaya?
All have been rehomed.
They've been
Worldwide
rehomed.
Corals has
Worldwide
majority
Corals
of the fish.
has the fish now. So all the fish have been moved safely. Everybody is well. It's now time to go freshwater.
Yeah, so the puffers actually came out of here a while ago just because papaya was too large for this tank and we knew we were going to be taking it out, so we let her go to a bigger home. And
yes,
the two eels and the grouper were the last to be removed to be taken to Worldwide, and then we did that yesterday. So we have protein skimmer, reactors, that's out. I'm going to go and pull out the heaters so those can be cleaned and we can chop back into that compartment.
All right, so I should probably run the shot back, Jess, and we'll check to make sure everything's good. Okay.
Oh my God, you didn't make a mess.
Dude, it's so bad. It's so bad.
All right, I'm trying to take the heaters out real quick. So you can get into the pipe area.
All right, should we shot back the top upstairs first before we...
No, we should probably unplug that to ATO.
The ATO is filling?
ATO is filling.
All right,
Just
great.
giving you more water.
Should probably unplug that. That's another thing. Make sure all your pumps, heaters...
Everything is unplugged.
Everything is unplugged.
Nice.
Uh-oh, that was the lights.
The top lights?
That's all right, I found it.
All right.
They'll kick back on here in a second.
Just do that. All the equipment's just gonna go here until we can clean it later.
Wow, so what a...
Are the lights plugged back in?
Yeah, they'll kick back on in just a second.
All right, clean us up.
Let's clean this up.
And then I'll be over here so you can end up handing me that and I can get into the filter stock holders and the back area if needed on this side.
So I don't want to overflow this. I'm gonna mute my microphone just to help the...
Okay. You're going to flood this.
There goes. I was close. Oh my God. I heard it sputtering.
I feel like we should get a float bob for this thing. I think we're asking for disaster.
Oh my goodness. There you go.
Watching us tear apart a tank. I think it's pretty good. Nice thing about shop vac is as you drain it, it does clean a lot of the stuff in there as well. Another thing that we're gonna end up removing and soaking and cleaning are gonna be the vortex. Ideally, a lot of times you don't really need power heads in a freshwater, but something this big, we'll probably still use them just because of how long this tank is. It'll help it keep it a little bit cleaner. So we're gonna take these, the internal part, soak those in the vinegar and water as well. We'll remove the back part later because it is zip tied to the back of the tank for that side.
All right, not bad. Not bad. Working quick. That's how we do it.
All right, back in action?
Back in action.
All right.
All right. Okay, so you want to do the rest of the sump, or you want to do the top part?
Yeah, let's get the sump empty.
Okay.
I need to still clean that up and get that emptied out.
All right. Should I ask if anybody has any questions? Put on.
Pretty good? Yeah, I mean you're not gonna get it 100% dry, plus we need to wipe it out and clean it anyway, so we'll just have to get the rest out. And like I said, a little bit, even if it ended up staying a little bit of the salt water, it would in the water volume not be a big deal. We're gonna try and get most of it out though, but there's still cleaning to be done in here. And our whole floor, obviously. Duh. See if anyone, we got YouTube being monitored.
All right. Okay. Well, what do y'all think right now? Nobody said
think we're crazy.
It was easy. Some people, yeah, they're probably thinking, these guys are crazy. Why in the world would they tear down
saltwater to go with
a beautiful
freshwater?
saltwater aquarium in exchange for freshwater?
Yeah.
But the vision is there, Jess.
Yeah. So I'm actually going to get like a little bucket of little water and a rag so I can clean and get some of that sand to come off the sides of the glass so that we can clean up the bottom a little bit better.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do that real quick. The sump is mostly empty though.
So, yeah.
Are you still on mute?
No, I'm good. I'm good. So the main thing I think at this point is just wiping everything down, trying to get all this residue off the glass, off the sand, get the sand out, scrub it down really good. We're gonna have to drain down the overflow box because what happens is there's water stagnant inside this box. So we have check valves on the Waterbox Pro and Peninsulas to help from overflowing if the power cuts out. So this box is full of water, so we'll have to actually take the tube, just put it right over this other tube and it'll drain that down so you don't have to unhook any of the pipes and have a big mess. So fairly easy, not too bad. But I'm already seeing the vision of where this tank's gonna be. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, it's gonna be, Keenan's not a believer. He's a freshwater believer? Listen, some people say, hey man, you can put like 500 neons in here. Are you gonna do something crazy like arowana? Are you gonna do like Oscars, whatever? It's gonna be very unconventional, the fish selection that are gonna go in here, but the scape, I'm already picturing in my head how it's gonna look. It's gonna be phenomenal. So Fish Gallery out of Houston, Texas is flying in to Orlando to scape this tank and do the fish for us starting next week. So that's going to be a huge show. It's going to really come together beautifully, but in the meantime...
if anyone's had the pleasure of being at like an aqua chalet or being to a fish gallery,
man,
you'll kind of understand like the scape potential, especially for something this big too, because this is a really big freshwater.
Yeah. So what are you doing now, Jess? Explain.
Well, when I was scooping all the sand out, basically got sand all up the sides of the glass. I'm trying to get it back into the bottom of the tank so that it can kind of be cleaned out with the shop vac. So I'm just kind of like knocking all the excess down so when we shop vac it comes out. Because if it gets dried on the glass, as we clean the glass, we're gonna have more chance of scratching.
Yeah.
So we don't really want excess sand on the glass itself. So since it is a messy job getting all scooping sand out, this is gonna kind of clean it up. Because what we're gonna end up doing this week is taking that vinegar and water and scrubbing the tank, the sump, all of that to get all of this dried up salt and calcium buildup out of the tank.
Yeah, so
you can see the sides of the glass are already a lot cleaner by just getting a wipe down, getting that sand off of there. Yes. And then we can shop vac.
So I'm reading some, I just hopped on.
Do you have Facebook up?
Facebook, I just opened Facebook. So, wow, we got a lot of comments on here. So, Monos and Scat, somebody said, from grouper to guppies, Brant said. Come on now.
That's a dig.
Beverly says, that seems like fun. Evan says, a lot of work. Do we get hints on the fish?
No.
Evan says, hey, Jess, don't hit the lights with your head. Be careful.
Yeah, I've probably done that before. Yeah. Just don't knock any of them over.
Trent says, freshwater, just wrong, with a smiley face. So some people are, then somebody says African cichlids, mollies, guppies, swordtails.
I'm not gonna lie, one of my favorite tanks is African cichlids with some really nice peacocks in it. Like, I am also a freshwater fan. I've kept fair share of large freshwater tanks, usually cichlids, and there's something special and beautiful about it. If you do freshwater right.
Yeah. Yeah, so Sawyer says discus.
Discus, yeah, that'd be cool.
Sean says, wasn't this a saltwater tank? It was.
Yesterday it was.
Devin, Reef Dude says, hey, which worldwide coral display did they go into?
At the Winter Park one, they have a fish only and a reef, and they went into the fish only. So
yes,
go visit the Eel Island buddies.
Yeah, and Ken Brown says, boo.
Boo. All right, Ken.
He's not a fan. Well.
Okay, so the glass is cleaned down, so all the sand came down. Now it's gonna make it a lot easier to clean
that's good
the
idea.
bottom.
Okay.
So our lives are a little bit easier as we kind of keep going.
Okay, so
process.
we need to
shop vac now.
Shop vac the bottom, which we're gonna do. We got a lot of people on Facebook watching us right now.
Oh.
So here we go. I'm gonna mute.
Well, I gotta be on a ladder because I'm short. So are you up there?
I got it. I'll do it.
Okay.
But I'm gonna mute.
Okay. Have at it. See that? So this will get a lot of the sand and water out. It won't be exact, but it'll be pretty darn good. It's definitely the easiest method to empty a tank. we could actually have no flooding of a shop vac. You want me to hold it while you move it forward? Yeah. Because we will wipe the rest out and clean with vinegar still, so that is good. Boom. Shop vac makes life much easier.
Come on
when you're doing something.
Come on, man, listen.
We didn't do it if like completely cleaned up. We're gonna still clean the inside of the glass.
Yeah, we won't go into all the details of that, but we should at least just show them how to spray it down with the mixture that you got. So we can at least show everybody, and then we can wrap this up.
Yeah, so we're just gonna use, I should probably go on a ladder because I can't even be in here. So like I said, we did 3/4 water, 1/4 vinegar, and we're just gonna really just spray a section down. And this is why you're still probably gonna have to clean this out a little bit later. And you can just take this mixture and hand towel. I mean, it could be probably even like your algae scrubbing pad that you would use on the inside of your tank in general. And the vinegar really helps cut any of the buildup. It's going to break through a lot of your calcium stuff easy and just get that general haze that you're gonna have on your glass when you empty it of salt water. Even if you clean your glass first, it's still going to look hazy. This works on the inside and the outside. And as that dries, you can dry it extra if you want to. It's going to clean up that area really, really well. You might have to apply it a few times on areas that are a little more stubborn.
But you're saying that the vinegar solution is safe for aquarium use?
Yes, so you can use all your equipment. You can use it on the outside of the glass. You can soak your equipment in it, and you can even dose it into your tank. I'm not even gonna go into that, but that's the thing. It's completely safe for it, within reason. I mean, you couldn't dump a jug of vinegar into your tank and it'd be okay. But it's gonna be able to clean this whole thing. If there's any residue left, it would not cause a problem. We're gonna clean all our equipment in it.
Okay, so we're gonna pretty much spray the whole tank down on the
inside. We're gonna scrub down the whole thing,
wipe it all down.
Probably shop back out one more time.
Buff it all out.
The sump is gonna get cleaned up. All the equipment's gonna get soaked and cleaned in the vinegar. And next week, this thing's gonna look brand new. Just like Waterbox just came into your house and you're ready to go freshwater with it. So.
Wow. So I think that's the way. So people are probably asking, man, what are these guys doing? I mean, it's looking good though. I already see the vision. See it.
Well, next week it'll be really nice because you can actually see the scaping and kind of just see where we're going with it. And then the third week will be when stuff actually goes into it.
Yeah, so Den Project says, I must have missed a previous video, but what happened to the Eel Island setup? Why did y'all tear it down?
Okay, around the Waterbox office, things get changed a lot. If we do builds, they don't always really stay. Because we always want to do something different. And Eel Island was great. We decided that we wanted to go freshwater. We wanted something different.
Listen, why not, right? So, you know, and a lot of people, I'll be honest with you, some people don't like the blue tint of saltwater, you know, and they like the more white light with the plants. So we did shoot before and after, right? Well, not after, but we will. And we'll do a side-by-side to kind of show you the difference with the same tank.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that the freshwater, I mean, there's a lot of people out there that love freshwater and do freshwater, so this is us finally doing a nice big build for them, because we really haven't. It was kind of due time, and we have a great vision for what we're going to do with it, so it's just, and it's going to be a quick series. 3 weeks.
It's 3 weeks. Boom. We're going to show you how fast that you can do this. So next week, guys, definitely set a reminder. We'll set it on the YouTube and Facebook.
It's me live scaping from Fish Gallery.
Live scaping from Fish Gallery,
that is
Houston,
worth seeing,
coming in. They're going to be decorating the tank, and we'll start filling it up. It's really going to come together next week. Also, guys, remember the family reunion free passes from now until December 31st.
Yes.
So go ahead and just hop online to our website, put them in your cart, check out. It costs you $0, and we would love to see you there.
Awesome.
So, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you next week.
See ya.
You're invited to the Waterbox family reunion. Join us February 1st and 2nd at the Hawks Cay Resort in the Florida Keys. Gather with fellow hobbyists as you learn from industry professionals. Listen to speakers or play outdoors with the many available activities. With over 5 pools in total, the main pool is at the center of the action. This is where we'll be holding the Cannonball Splash Contest. For those wanting quiet time, head to the Tranquility Pool. For the ultimate Keys experience, visit the Saltwater Lagoon where you can explore aquatic livestock in their natural environment. Many activities are included with your stay. Grab a snorkel, try a paddleboard, kayak with friends, or just watch the dolphins play at the neighboring Dolphin Connection. We have many planned hangouts which include cornhole, frisbee, putt-putt, and even some dodgeball. We have partnered up with discounts for Soleil Water Sports and the Dolphin Encounter. With all of these activities, you're going to work up an appetite. Try some island cuisine from the many restaurants and tiki bars, including one of our favorites, Angler and Eels, where we'll be watching the big game on Sunday. Don't forget to register for the Margaritaville Saturday night reception. Space is limited and includes food, beverages, and a live steel drum band. The fun doesn't stop here. Every ticket to the reunion grants you access to the Aquarium Encounters, one of their premium aquarium experiences where you can pet manta rays and swim with native species in their massive cylinder tank. Enjoy the tranquility of the Florida Keys and join us for the family reunion. Room reservations are limited and are going fast. For more information, please visit waterboxaquariums.com/the family reunion.